Ah, yes! Yes! They have the audacity to go after anything! The 7 dragons, gods. No ancient artifact that relates can escape their greedy ambition. Still, this time is different. Who do they think they are, going after the Abyss Order's treasure? Oh, Traveler, it's you.
Huh? Ganyu, what are you doing here with Lan? Do you have a commission you need to post?
Hello. We were just discussing the treasure hoarder.
Yes. We were just saying how even the audacious treasure hoarders should know better than to mess with the Abyss. It's just too...
But we recently received intel from the Ministry of Civil Affairs that 2 big-time treasure hoarders in Liyue and Mondstadt are planning some big joy—
2 big-time treasure hoarders?
Yes. They're known as Big Sis of the South and Raptor of the North.
Oh, Raptor! Paimon remembers he tried to run away from Amber in Mondstadt. But who is Big Sis of the South?
You already know something then. I guess you must have crossed paths with the treasure hoarders many times. You are correct. She's the head of the treasure hoarders in Liyue. As I understand it, the treasure hoarders all call her boss. Some say that the god of thieves even bestowed a gift upon her for her exploits, making her Big Sis of the gods. But
anyway, the treasure hoarders discovered some previously unexplored ruins that the Abyss Order has been secretly guarding in the shadow. Despite how dangerous that makes it, all the treasure hoarders can think about is what kinds of treasure could be inside. They have already devised a plan. They will send out a decoy to divert the Abyss Order's forces away from the ruins, then send an expert thief inside to steal the treasure.
To this end, Big Sis and Raptor have reportedly recruited a certain Grand Thief from Fontaine.
Grand Thief? That's quite an impressive sounding title.
Oh, indeed. He is an extraordinary individual. The Grand Thief is highly respected in the treasure hoarders, in the same way that we adventurers look up to great adventurers. Ah, so you're familiar with the author of the Tevat Travel Guide, then? Correct. The Grand Thief is someone as renowned as... So, despite being relative big-timers in Liyue and Mondstadt, Big Sis and Raptor had to put in a lot of work to convince a thief of his status.
With the major changes in Liyue recently, the Ministry of Civil Affairs and the Millelith already have their hands full. They don't have any time to investigate rumors about treasure, but anything related to the Abyss makes me feel like there is some unknown danger lurking beneath the surface. So I decided to come to the Adventurers Guild to post a commission.
Leave this commission to us!
Oh, thank you so much.
Good to see this in the hands of a reliable guild member. Well then, good luck. The guild will take care of the details of this committee.
You've arrived at just the right moment.
Oh, what is it, Granny? Need any...
Oh, no. You've done so much for Liyue Harbor already. I could hardly ask for more. In fact, my old friends and I have been putting our heads together to think of what sort of...
A gift? For Paimon?
Oh, child, you are so very modest. Uncommonly so. When you traversed my old teapot in search of the cleansing bell, I heard that simply won't do. Especially since I imagine you... Fortunately, I have not yet grown so old as to see my... Oh, did my friends never mention that to you? Well then... It is a blessing we old folks once received from Rex Lapis. I will not go into too much detail, but subspace creation is the ability to... The teapot that you entered previously was a little...
So, in the eyes of an adeptus, creating a magic teapot world is just...
Oh, indeed, the teapot is nothing to boast of. One such as myself must depart from this realm to create a world of one's own. But that's enough nostalgia for now.
That's right! Finding stuff's what we're good...
Oh, settle down now, children. There's no need for you to go running hither and thither. What's more, I doubt that you would know how to find the materials I am searching. Well, for starters, I require some shimmer soil from the banks of Dihua Marsh. Back in the you would have to dig downward, following the roots of the glazed lilies. But almost no one has been able to find shimmer soil in this manner since Dihua. Even more difficult to find is smaragdus jadeite, which must be chiseled from the rock of the chasm. In any case, smaragdus jadeite is an adepti treasure, and the adeptal power within is not something that most humans can withstand. Goodness knows if that child will succeed.
Well, since you're an Adeptus, Granny...
Yes. I suppose...
She counts? How come there are so many Adepti in Liyue Harbor? We seem to bump into them all the...
Oh, maybe so. Who can say? A fair few of my old friends are rather...
I'm back, Granny. Oh, I don't believe we've met.
Allow me to do the honors. This child here is Yen Fei. She's Yen Fei. I believe you've already heard of the traveler and her traveling companion.
Of course, who hasn't? Much has been written about you in the Millilith's records. You became one of Liyue's most wanted after the Millilith marked you as a suspect following the incident at the Rite of Dissension. After which, you fought off the Millilith at Julian Karst before finally defeating an ancient god together with Granny and her associates, and subsequently being cleared of a shame that we didn't meet sooner. If we had, well, I can't say that I would have been able to clear you of suspicion immediately, but allow me to introduce myself once more. I'm Yenfei, a legal advisor. Got a legal problem? You can come right to me. Oh, yes, here's my business card. You'll find it has my contact details and office address. If you have an urgent issue, just leave me a note at this address. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention, I offer a very generous discount for first-time customers.
All right, Yenfei, all right. Let's get to the business at hand. I do not think these two are in any dire need of legal assistance at the moment. You'll have to excuse Yenfei. She's always been like this. Ever the top.
Paimon was gonna ask the same question.
An Adeptus? I guess. Kinda. My old man said he mentioned that he once campaigned with Rex Lapis for a long old time. And then after they had me, and once I was all grown up, the two of them upped and left on a journey, leaving me...
Well, that's a bit casual for an Adeptus. Aren't you guys supposed to sign solemn contracts to protect Liyue Harbor and all?
Well, my dad did say that he'd talked it through with Rex Lapis, and that he was fine with it. Anyway, let's not dwell on that too much. So, Granny, I've gotten a hold of most of the stuff you asked for, except the chasm's been sealed off, and there's just no way in. Couldn't secure any documentation either. Looks like the Ministry of Civil Affairs is serious.
Is that so? But Yenfei, are you sure you can't find some other way? They have helped...
I know, Granny, you've told me 1,000 times already. Well, the chasm's definitely a no-go, but there's still a chance we can figure out some alternative Hold on a moment. Let me have a look.
Whoa, that's a really thick book.
Commercial consultancy. Or Snezhnaya Krusel. A Snezhnayan merchant who once came to me with some legal queries on certain articles in the legal codices. If my memory serves, he mentioned that he was considering acquiring some smaragdus jadeite to make hairpins, and wanted to know if there were any legal ramifications that he should be aware of. So, I guess I'll go look for him. With any luck, he'll have gotten his hands on some smaragdus jadeite, or might have— Oh, you want to join me? I suppose that's no problem, but it's best if you just stand by and watch. If you try to get involved, you'll only risk placing yourself in legal jeopardy.
Wow, an Adeptus imploring us to avoid incurring legal liability. Best we be a little more careful than usual while... Huh, they're not here. Let's keep looking.
Well, will you look at that, ma'am? Don't worry, we're not bad guys. You give us some mora, we give you a little info. Everybody's a winner.
Boss, I got a bad feeling about this. Look at her, the white hair, the energy she gives off. I'm telling you, there's something different about her.
So what? She's loaded. How are we ever going to repay those gambling debts if we just let money walk away from us?
I've already told you. I don't need your information. If you still can't grasp that, I'm happy to repeat it in a way that won't be so easy to forget.
Come on, ma'am. You seem like an intelligent lady. I shouldn't have to spell this out. It's not about whether you need the info or not, okay? It's about you taking out your money and handing it over.
I won't.
No more excuses! I know you have money. Yeah, I saw you. Strolling into Liyue Pavilion, ordering a table full of food, then Njoy kiosk, then Wanmin restaurant. Same story each time. You order all the signature dishes. How could you afford to be so wasteful if you weren't from a rich family? And since you're so rich, what's the loss to you in giving us...
Master warned me not to lay a hand on anyone in Liyue, but here we are. Perhaps... yes. Let's call it fate.
Boss, I'm telling you something.
What are you afraid of? We're just selling information. It's not illegal. If she lays a finger on us, all the better. We'll sue her for everything she's worth.
Oh, you again.
Millilith? What are the Millilith doing here? Did you do this? You ought to mind your own business.
Silence! How dare you threaten innocent civilians? You're coming with us.
No, don't be angry, sir.
Shenhe,
Shenhe?
my name.
Oh, so your name's Shenhe. Paimon's name is, well, Paimon. And this is Paimon's travel buddy.
Oh, I've heard about you two before. Thank you for helping to defuse the situation. I could have dealt with it myself, though. I suspect smashing his head against the ground a handful of times is all it would have taken to get him to
You can't do that. That's way too violent. This is Liyue Harbor. There are laws against that kind of stuff.
laws. No, apparently not.
Really? So how exactly have you...
That would be my stomach growling. I haven't eaten enough.
She's so honest. Wait, that's right. They said you went around all the restaurants ordering this and that and the other, but only took a small bite of each dish. Then of course you're still hungry. So, anything in particular you're...
Chingson, glaze lily, violet grass. These are my usuals. Medicinal herb?
Kinda hard to explain. Anyway, Boo Pharmacy's not far away. Let's take Shenhe there for a big medicinal meal. After all, you can't work on an empty stomach. Psst. Do you think Shenhe might be an adeptus? It seems like...
Are you here to buy some herbs? I do hope you brought...
Chingson, glaze lily, and violet grass, please. Half a pound of each.
What kind of prescription is this? Sounds more like a lunch order. Oh, here you go. That's everything we have in stock.
Thank you.
She's really eating.
My hunger has now abated. Thank you. Rather awful. Though they were not completely devoid of sweet fragrance. After consuming a large quantity of them, bitter.
So, how come you chow down on these and barely touch the rest? If Paimon had enough Mora, Paimon would go to the fanciest restaurant in town and order a whole table of food.
Because I'm not sure whether I will remain here in the future. The food of the mortal realm is most delicious. But should I return to the mountains, yearning for the food here shall only pose an obstacle to my continued spiritual development. Sampling each dish in order to appreciate its taste is an...
Return to the mountains. That proves it. Paimon knew she was an adeptus.
Enough about me. What are your plans from here?
Oh, right. Paimon almost forgot. We came out to take part in the Rebuild the Jade Chamber competition. And now we're probably super behind because we've been held up for so long.
I see. I heard something about the contest when I was passing by.
Yep! You get to ask Ningguang any question you want if... Were you interested in the contest too, Shinhan?
I came for the rebuilding of the Jade Chamber, but until this point I had no intention of joining a However, you have shown me your kindness, and I would now like to lend you my assistance. Oh, don't worry. I ask for nothing in return.
Wow! You really don't have, but having an Adeptus help out will make things a whole lot easier.
Then let's not delay. I have a plan.
Great! Paimon bets this is gonna be the awesomest plan!
I am not sure whether, or to what extent, this plan can be classified as awesome. We simply need to dispose of everyone who is currently ahead of us. Then, we alone shall be—
Veto! That is not acceptable! Not by a long shot!
Really? But I hear that competition is in essence about conflict and one-upment.
Look, we want to win this competition fair and square. Sunset Vermilionite, Wonder Cores, and Adepti Sigils. Let's start at the top of the list and work down. So, for Plastrite...
I was wondering who I could hear arguing over there. So, it's you.
Baiju? What are you doing out here?
Lady Ningguang wishes to purchase a large batch of wound dressing. We're running low at the store, so I came out to fetch the ingredients
Huh? How come Lady Ningguang needs so much wound dressing all...
I'm not too sure. I did hear she's looking to rebuild the Jade Chamber. Maybe for its first aid on site? I didn't ask, though. Far be it from me to pry into my customer's personal affairs. Oh, and she also borrowed Chi-Chi. Meaning Boo Boo Pharmacy is very short-handed right now. I don't suppose any of you are looking for part-time...
No, we've got other stuff to do. While you're here, though, you seem to know a lot. Have you ever heard of something called...
Ah, the variety of Plastrite used in the Jade Chamber, yes? There is some mention of it in the Seven Mountain Treatises. As far as the records show, virtually all Sunset Vermilionite in existence has been mined and taken possession of.
Okay, then. Let's go ask at the Feiyun Commerce Guild. Thanks, Baiju.
You're quite welcome. Good luck to you all. And...
Go, Barber!
This is a peaceful neighborhood.
It's shocking how much work there is to do, even for the three of us.
And she's been handling it alone all along. The Qixing secretary clearly isn't an ordinary person.
Huh? You're...
Aren't you Ningguang's servants? How come you're...
We are Miss Ningguang's private secretaries, not
Have you seen Miss Ganyu travel? It has been several days since Ganyu left for Jueyun Karst. She's the general secretary of the Liyue Qixing.
Even though the Qixing have made peace with the Adepti after the latter had denounced Liyue, they still want to pay their respect. They commissioned Ganyu as their envoy to deliver a letter to Jueyun Karst and bring the Adepti. Still, Ganyu should have been back to her usual responsibilities.
Is that so? Maybe Ganyu just took a little detour.
I'm afraid it's not very likely. Ever since we met Ms. Ganyu, she's been nothing but the... Even when it's time for her annual leave, Ms. Ganyu stays on duty at Yuehai Pavilion said she couldn't possibly be using her mission as an...
Oh, Paimon sees how it is. But she's half Adeptus. She wouldn't get in trouble, right?
It's because of this absurd... When we first heard the three of us would be taking over for Miss Ganyu, we thought it would simply be a matter of change.
We couldn't have imagined that Miss Ganyu's daily workload far exceeds what the three of us are used to doing.
Speaking of Jueyun Karst, Traveler, I've heard that you can go in and out of there as you please.
Of course! course! We've been there lots of...
Ah, that's good news. Could you go to Julian Karst and find Miss... we're saved. I remember Miss Ganyu said that she'd be visiting Cloud Retainers above.
It's about time she came back to work.
No, perhaps we should go to Lady Ningguang first and bring up our overtime pay.
So Ganyu left to visit Cloud Retainer. Doesn't she live in Mel Outsung? We should hurry up. Person standing over there. That's Ganyu. We finally found you. Ganyu, here you are.
You two. I did not expect to meet you here. Is it official or private I shouldn't. I have left the human world. Please contact the Yuehai Pavilion regarding matters concerning the commercial.
Huh? You don't want to be the Qixing secretary anymore? But they're all waiting for you to come back.
That's why you're here? You want me to come back? I'm afraid you came here in vain.
What? Did something happen?
The clouds fold and unfold. The tide ebbs and flows. It was meant to be. When the Adepti entrusted humans with overseeing Liyue, I knew it was only a matter of time until I had to leave. My Adepti blood makes me unwelcome in Liyue. I delivered the letter and came back to Liyue Harbor, only to discover that I had been replaced by perhaps that mission of mine was just a pretext to remove me. I appreciate your kindness, but there's no need for your words of comfort. After 1,000 years away, I came back to Julian Karst, looking at the clouds floating among the mountains.
But...
Who disturbs the peace of these mountains?
Cloud Retainer? We're terribly sorry. We just...
One merely jests. One felt your presence the moment you set foot upon the...
Wow! You Adepti really...
Come here to chat about the old times with Ganyu. A look... a matter leaves you at an impasse then. Not to worry. One is exceptional at seeking avenues for conversation. One has been one's own companion in idle... yes. Since you are Ganyu's friends, tales from her youth shall one apprise you of...
Oh, Cloud Retainer.
Nothing to be ashamed of. You were so cute as a child. One is most certain that your friends...
Oh, Paimon wants to hear it!
Little Ganyu loved when the horns on the top of her head were caressed. When one was still taking care of her, one was pestered most often to touch her horns. She was elsewise loath to sleep. Plump she was back then. Why, when she stumbled while we ascended the mountain, she would roll down to the bottom like a little ball. The day Ganyu bumped into a pilgrim was the first time she saw a real human in the flesh. So fearful she was that she hid in a rock's cleft for 2 days and nights.
Cloud Retainer? Ugh, forget it. It's about time for my training. I will take my leave.
Ah, one's intention was merely to relieve the awkward tension.
And you did the exact opposite.
Be that so, but returning to Ganyu, most gladdened one is of your arrival. One cannot help but feel that remaining in Jueyun Karst, one will tell you more about her, if you should permit it. Most benevolent among all Adepti are the Qilin. They drink only spring water and eat only whole grain. But perhaps the mountainous dwellings of Adepti in Jueyun Karst might be too lonely for her human side. Under moonlight did one see her last. She stood by the precipice's edge, and upon the mist-veiled mountains she gazed. Her thin figure was immersed in the vast sea of clouds. One noticed her loneliness, and sought to convince her to go back to the human world. But just then, she said thus.
Liyue Harbor feels even lonelier than Jueyun Karst. When I look at the sea of clouds in Jueyun Karst, I merely feel the loneliness of a solitary cloud gazer. When I step into the sea of people in Liyue, I feel the loneliness of an inhuman that doesn't belong in the human world.
One did, by chance, hear this much of alone. She will find her predicament hard to conquer.
Oh, Retainer's right. We can't leave Ganyu depressed like that. Besides, Liyue hasn't. Anyways, what's that training Ganyu?
She has sought to reclaim her Adeptus side since returning to Jueyun Karst. At her behest, she should be in the southern part of Mount Aotsong right now.
Huh, is that so?
This trial will even so, one...
Huh? Judgment!
So here you are.
Why did you come here? Humans should not remain in the realm of Adept. Considering the kindness you have shown me...
Yay!
This trial was prepared by Cloud Retainer. Its goal is to help me feel like it. The training is much to her signature style. I hope it won't make it seem like she is too unaware of the...
Is it difficult?
No, I'm aware of your strength, Traveler. The power hidden within you is not inferior to my... If you're ready, we shall begin.
shooter.
If you could see through the eyes of an Adeptus, you wouldn't be so surprised. Next on the... Beg for mercy. We've completed the task. I agree. You possess many qualities similar to those of Adepti, despite having none of their blood.
Ganyu, what were you planning to do once your training was over?
The training's not over yet. The part prepared by Cloud Retainer is only the first trial.
Huh? So there are more trials prepared by—
No. The only Adeptus who can unlock my true potential is...
Who is it?
Conqueror of Demons.
Huh. So it's Xiao.
I found him unapproachable at first, too. But I believe that being able to face him is an important part of my homecoming. He's already waiting for me.
Of course we are!
You're half an hour late. I see you still haven't abandoned the wrongful ways of
I'm sorry. I had a meeting with Cloud Retainer. I
don't need your explanations and don't require any mutual understanding between us. I'm just helping you with your training. That's all.
Xiao is such a strict teacher.
You're neither an Adeptus nor a human, always treading the line between the two worlds. Instead of explaining yourself to me, you should face your true self.
I have nothing to hide.
The body and the mind are one. If something worries your mind, your body can help you find it. The trial I've prepared for you will explore the true potential of your body.
Yes.
Focus on the trial.
The trial's begun! Paimon can feel it in the air. Even the weather's changed. Windblade!
You can't run! Beg for mercy.
Access denied. Next on the agenda, all hail! Born of ice and frost.
Shiver! Windblade! You can't run! Judgment!
Shudder!
show begin.
Yeah!
Go, Barbara.
This is long overdue. No touching. You can't run. More speed. Crush.
Windblade.
No touching. Next on the agenda.
I'll protect us.
Yeah! Punishment! You can't run!
Oh, hi.
Judgment! Yeah! Shudder!
Let the show begin. Windblade.
We're way behind schedule. Born of ice and frost. All hail!
I'll protect us.
Judgment! Crush! I've completed your trial.
You don't have to report back to me. Seeking other people's validation won't benefit. Only you can evaluate the result of this trial.
Understood.
Xiao always has such strong opinions.
From tomorrow on, I'll start raising the difficulty of your training, so you'll...
I have to do what?
Another one of those pesky visitors. I'll leave him to you, Ganyu. It's also a part of your training.
Pesky visitor? So even here there are those that Xiao can't deal with?
Oh heavens! Blessed be Rex Lapis. I've finally come upon... Are all of you the Adepti of this... great! My name's Sinjung. I came to ask for your merciful blessings, O Adepti. I beg of you, please...
Oh, so it's a pilgrim. Huh. He can handle any battle, but talking to strange humans...
I am also one of the Adepti.
Perfect. I didn't come in vain then. Although you sound a bit half-hearted. What blessings can you grant?
Wow, straight to the...
Dear Pilgrim, you shouldn't jump to conclusions. Adepti don't help every pilgrim for free.
For free? Do you mean that you charge people for the...
That's not what I meant. What I'm trying to say is that everything should be earned through hard work, and it would be unfair to other people if you got everything you wanted for no reason.
Hold on. I've heard this all before. You're just like my old man.
Your father must have experienced it firsthand. The lives of the common folk are riddled with hardship. A person of your age should focus on work and family, instead of chasing after...
Are you a real Adeptus? Why do you speak in... You sure you're not one of those swindlers who pose as an adept? Enough. Doesn't matter if you're a real Adeptus or not. You're...
Nobody's stopping you. Ganyu, don't let that guy ruin your mood.
It's not his behavior. I thought that coming back to Jueyun Karst and devoting myself to training would make me feel like an adept, but being questioned by him made me realize that But I'm unwelcome in Liyue Harbor. As an Adeptus,
It's true! Just...
all right. I'll go with you to Liyue Harbor. That said, I still trust if I'm proven right, I'll return to Jueyun Karst once again.
It's a step in the right direction.
I'm still.
Come on, Ganyu! We're almost there! You don't want to turn back now!
I suppose you have a point. It would be quite impolite of me to.
That's right! Where do you want to go first, then?
I've spent too much time in the mountains. Let's go for a walk in the port.
Happy to come with.
More speed.